So hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. To create is fun. To create is fun. Yes, that's my YouTube channel. To create is fun. So as you can see on your screen right now, it says narrative 3, which means I still have another 2 of narrative videos that I strongly suggest that you would have a look. Alright, for today's video, this is our focus: building description in narratives plus exercise. Yes, like I always said, to know is not enough. To do is what makes the improvement. So obviously it is equipped with exercise. It is for you to be able to do it by yourself after you know about the techniques that I will share today. Alright, let's begin. So these are some items or the focus of this discussion. Okay. The first item, we have the importance of descriptions. I think it's best for people to realize from the beginning the importance of the descriptions, how powerful description could build such a good narrative. Okay. And then item number 2 here, because I'm so generous, I'm providing you always with samples. So I'll provide you with samples with the absence of description. Okay, and I put some explanation there with the breakdown that we can see together. And item number 3, obviously, this video is equipped with exercise plus my version of answer, which could probably be different from one person to another person, because again, narrative writing has something to do with creativity. We have limitless creativity. Okay, all right. The first one, the importance of description. Okay, now I would like you to visualize. Okay, if story is a body, description is like its leg. It helps the story to move. Okay, why it is important? Well, by having the description, good description, it allows the readers to feel the experience, to see what you see as an author, to feel what you feel as an author, to sense what you sense as an author, because those experiences are the one creating effects, are the interesting parts of reading a narrative. Okay, now let's take a look at the example here. He saw the bear in the forest, helpless because of the trap set by a hunter. The bear asked for his help, but he ignored it and proceeded toward his destination. Yeah, I apologize for typo here. Okay. Now I would like you to contemplate, not really contemplate, literally, okay? This is my question for you. When you read this scene, can you imagine what the bear looks like? Maybe you do. But the interpretation from one reader to another reader could be different. As an author, it is our job to narrow down the interpretation. Okay? Well, it is not going to be like perfectly precise, but at least we come close to the idea. Okay? Second question. Can you visualize the situation the bear was in? Maybe you do. Visualize it, but your version, would it be the same as the author version? Maybe yes, maybe no. It's wide open. Okay, and can you visualize which body part of the bear trapped? Maybe you can, but is it the right leg, for example? Which leg? You have no idea. Okay, this kind of ambiguity is something that we have to avoid when it comes to building our story. And I can go further with many different kind of questions. The list continues, but the conclusion we can have, this is not effective enough for the readers to feel interested in continuing the reading. Okay, so number 2, what to do then if this is the kind of writing that I've been having all this time? Well, the first thing that you can do is to practice to spot areas in your writing where you think it's best to be given with description. Okay, maybe later you can get back to some of the writing that you have done previously in the past. You can try to find certain areas in your writing which you think can be developed with some description. Okay, here it is, the example from me. He saw the bear in the forest, helpless because of the trap set by a hunter. The bear asked for his help, but he ignored it and proceeded toward his destination. Another typo, I haven't revised this one, I apologize. Okay, according to you, try maybe, okay, I would like you to pause the video after this. Try to make a decision which part of the story that could use some description to make this more effective for the readers. Pause the video now before I'm showing you my version. Okay, I believe you have written your version. Maybe you underline some of the part there. Okay, this is my version. Okay, here the underlined parts are the ones I think could potentially be built into description. The bear in the forest, helpless. He ignored it. Okay. Alright. So, okay. Dear Mr. Teacher. Okay. If you say this, dear Mr. Teacher, I now know some spots what I think could be potentially be built with some description. Now what to do if that's your question? Okay, so the answer is inside the green box here. Once you spot the area, now add the descriptions which will allow the readers to see what you see, smell, what you smell, feel, what you feel. Okay, try. Okay, you can try to pause the video before, again after this, I can show you my version. And again, for your information, if dear Mr. Teacher, if you think about it this way, dear Mr. Teacher, okay, I see the underlined parts of yours, but the part that I would like to build into descriptions is different part. Is it okay? It is okay. It is completely okay. If the parts that you underline in your paper is different, it's okay. But let's continue to the second way of building the description, which is to build the description itself on the areas that you decided previously. Okay. Alright. So this is my version, everyone. Example of the development here. Okay, take a look at the left column. He saw the bear in the forest, helpless. After being developed with some description, it might sound this way. Well, again, this has something to do with your creativity. So your creativity is obviously going to be different from my version. But what I would like you to notice is how I developed it. Okay, here, the left column. From distance, he spotted a roughly 450-pound cinnamon bear with two old scars deeply printed on its rear leg. It winced abruptly, trying so desperately to get away from its grip. The moment it set its foot on a rusty bear trap, which was probably forgotten by its owner, the poachers. See, if you, again, I'm not claiming this is like a perfect masterpiece or anything, but if you compare to the left one, this is way more detailed. It helps the reader to visualize better on the scene that we are trying to portray. Okay, let's take a look at the second sample, everyone. He ignored it. And here, after being described a little bit more detailed, it might look this way. He looked away. He strode forward, proceeding towards his destination as if nothing ever happened. Okay, now let's take a look at after everything is put together. Okay, this is the previous one. He saw the bear in the forest helpless because of the trap set by a hunter. The bear asked for his help, but he ignored it and proceeded toward his destination. Here, this is the developed version with some description. From distance, he spotted a roughly 450-pound cinnamon bear with two old scars deeply printed on its rear leg. It winced abruptly, trying so desperately to get away from its grip. the moment it set its foot on a rusty bear trap, which was probably forgotten by its owner, the poachers. The bear asked for his help, but he looked away, strode forward, proceeding towards his destination as if nothing ever happened. Much more dramatic now, and much more effective, much more detailed. It allows the reader to visualize even better on the scene that you are trying to share with them. Okay, up to this point, I believe you get what I mean by building description. Yes, number 3 is your turn, okay? So here again, I have it written on your screen, everyone. Some scene I need you to firstly spot areas which description could be built. Okay, and after this, obviously, I'm going to share my version. Okay, but I need you to try it first before jumping to my version. Okay, so take a look at this one. Bob the octopus hid the scared fish with its camouflaging technique. Once the shark went away, they turned back to normal. Okay, now again, pause the video. Try to copy the text first, obviously, and you try to underline certain areas in the scene that you think can be built with description. Go ahead. Okay, this is my version, everyone. Okay, if you take a look at this one. Oh, okay. Scared fish. I can build some description there with its camouflaging technique from the bob. Okay, from the bob of the octopus. Yeah, the bob the octopus. And here, shark went away. Could be also described better. Turn back to normal. Could also build with some description. Okay. Well, again, if you ask me questions like my version of underlined parts are different, that's okay. That is okay. This is part of the creativity. We have different kind of part that we would like to build into the description. That's okay. As long as you are aware of the technique. What matters is the technique itself. Okay. Now let's continue. Yeah, this is your turn. Pause the video and build the description from the previous sample of mine. Okay. I'll get back to the previous slide here. So from this version, try to build description out of it. Okay, pause the video now before I'm sharing my version. Okay, again, I assume that you have written your version with description. Okay, so this is my version. Please take some insight. Your version could be entirely different. That's okay. But my point is, your version is added with description here. Okay, this is the previous version. This is my developed version. Bob the octopus wrapped its pliable tentacles around pale, helpless clownfish and gradually transformed, mimicking its surrounding. They just disappeared from vision. Once the colossal ravenous shark swam away aggressively, their color began to return and take shape. They never left. They had always been there the whole time. See? Okay, you can take some insight here. Your version could be entirely different. That's okay, but the point is edit with some description. All right. Let's move forward. Another exercise for you. Here, it is shown for you another scene that you have to develop with some description. Okay, before I'm showing the version of mine, the underlined parts in which we can build the description, please pause the video. Please pause the video now and underline the areas that you think could be equipped with some description. Pause the video now. Alright, I'm sharing my version right now. This is my version. She was frustrated. That's the area I can build with some description. homework, calm down. Your version can be entirely different, that's okay. Alright, now again, similar practice. Okay, I would like you to pause the video and build this with some description. Build this with some description. I'm showing you mine after this. Okay, I assume you did your versions. So let's take a look at my version here. She threw her hand in the air. She frowned, scratching her head in a quandary for having before her haphazard transaction blue folders, one on the top of another, which she had to work on over the weekend. She took a breath to regain her focus. Her diaphragm inflated. Her head nodded as her lungs pumped, distributing the oxygen all over her body. Much more vivid. Your readers would be able to visualize. Okay, all right. Let's move on. So this is your homework, everyone. This is literally the end of the video, but this is some homework that I suggest that you would do. Like my video and follow my YouTube channel to create this fun. And do this exercise as often as possible. It gets easier as you move forward, trust me. Maybe the first try could be a bit of challenge for you, but after some time, trust me, it will just like be an instant. Okay, and try also to visit my other videos, which could be also be beneficial for you. And I mean it. Lastly, happy growing, everyone.